Hi folks, how you doing? You must already know the chess Olympiad is over. China won the open section convincingly, so did the Russian women in the women's section. And of course, in the last round we had some interesting games. Let us review one of the decisive ones. In the top board, we had China trying to win the Olympiad by beating the Polish men's team. We had Liren playing with white pieces against Gregor Gajewski, which was quite an interesting and decisive game. Liren played 1d4, his usual choice, and after c4, e6, we have a classical move of Kramnik style, introducing the genuine Catalan opening. g3, bishop b4 check, bishop to d2, and bishop to e7, bishop g2. This is all heavy theory, of course. Knight to f3, black castles, white castles, and Gajewski chose here a solid semi-Slav structure with c6. White plays queen c2 here, knight bd7, rook d1, developing moves, normal moves, b6, as this is the only way. Basically, black has to develop this light square the bishop, b3, reinforcing c4. And now here, for instance, bishop a6 is very theoretical, but I quite like this move a5. Now bishop a6 would be supported by the rook just in case, and this a5 move could prove to be a useful one, as it's gaining space, controlling this b4 square. Quite an interesting move, this a5. Liren puts his bishop on the big diagonal on c3, bishop a6, putting pressure on c4. And by the way, they're following a game from two classical players, 1998 Gajewski versus Yusupov. Knight bd2 completing development, and the final blow against white center, b5. Now this is getting very concrete with lots of central tension after e4, lots of possible captures here in the center. One must be very careful not to lose track of the games in these kinds of positions. b takes, and knight takes e4 was played. Black is winning a pawn so far, but white is in no trouble. After knight takes, black's pawn structure is a little bit cramped, and after knight e5, he is basically going to recover at least one of them on c6 or on e4. So Gajewski here plays f5, which is basically the novelty. In that game I just told you, Gajewski, Yusupov, Artur Yusupov took on e5. But here Gajewski decides to defend his e4 pawn, which is not a bad decision maybe, because this pawn is cramping some space here. But of course c6 is hanging, so white takes it back. Queen e8, and bishop takes a5. Black is sacrificing a pawn here. Knight f6, discovered attack. But white has the resource of playing d5, and this pair of connected pawns may be really decisive and strong in this position. Here Gregor Gajewski plays bishop b7, which is a move that is not approved by the computer. The engine wants to be more cagey, more cautious, and exchanging here, just play bishop d6, blockading the passed pawn. And okay, being a little bit more passive. But bishop b7, now it seems it allows knight takes, queen takes. And here, once again, the computer is suggesting an intermediate move like d6, queen to f7, and now get the bishop out of danger like to b6, and there is a couple of connected passed pawns here in the center which are extremely dangerous. Instead, Liren chose another natural move. You have your bishop under attack, so you move it, bishop to c3. E takes, rook a b1, putting some pressure on this open b file. Rook to f7, just in case, over protecting the b7 bishop, and also giving himself the possibility to play rook a f8, f4 maybe in the air, trying to get something going on the king side on this f file. Liren gives up his bishop pair, takes on f6, and takes on d5. Now he is up a pawn, a strong pawn, and this is all. The game will be all about this pawn right now. He has a passed pawn which could be huge, could prove to be decisive if white is able to not lose track of it, not lose its control. Otherwise, if black gets the chance of winning this pawn, it's most probably will be a draw game. So bishop a6 is played here with an interesting diagonal for the bishop. Queen c6 is forcing this bishop to go into which seems a very good square on d3, but this is a mistake because white has a fairly simple combination to simplify this into in his favor. Now Liren takes on d3, e takes, but he takes material back immediately with this pin, bishop to d5. So after king f8, link takes, queen takes, rook d1, and this is basically over. Some technique required, but white is up a strong pawn. He's been able to keep control of it, and he's probably going to win this one as well. Black has almost no counter chances, and with some technique, which of course Liren isn't lacking at all, he'll be able to convert this position. Queen takes a2 was played here, but I mean, what else? This is of course not good, but if the best black can achieve, according to my engine, is this endgame, which is absolutely hopeless. After rook takes d3, white is up 2 pawns, and black will never ever be able to take this one with the rook, exchange rooks, because in all pawn endgames this a pawn is decisive. That means that black is in a desperate situation, so he must do something else. Of course, this is lost, so queen takes a2 was chosen by Gajewski. But here some technical simple moves attacking the rook first, queen a8, d7, d2, but white can easily take it. Now check. King has this square to go to g2. Queen to f6, again defending the rook on d8. Now rook e2 controlling this open file with lots of good coordination with both rook and queen, and now we're gonna see white is going to use not only his passed pawn but the weakness of black king to decide this game. f4 was played, but this is nothing. Just queen c5 check, king f7, couple of more checks, precise checks, queen g6, of course white is not exchanging queen so far. Now queen d5 check, forcing the black king into a very restricted f8 square. Now the black king knows that he has no moves, so checkmating ideas are in the air. Rook e5, willing just to go to f5 with very nasty attacks. And after f takes, just h takes g3, reaching time control, 40 moves. And Gajewski finally gave up. He had enough for today. This is absolutely hopeless position. And there it goes. Fantastic game by Liren. Overall, a really amazing tournament by all the Chinese team, with the young, talented players like Liren himself, Wei Yi and Yu Yangyi having almost a 2900 ratings performances. So really, it seems scary for other youngsters, the future of chess, because these Chinese young people are seemingly very strong, and they're very deserved took the gold medals here in this Tromsø Chess Olympiad. Thanks for watching.